I'm working on optimizing SEO on my site. What things should I be putting in the page descriptions for best results in my author website? Okay, so when it comes to this, you're looking at a couple of different things depending on which page it's going to be in. Now, she did send in a photo for reference. This is actually going to be for her book specific. So we're going to take a look at SEO for the book pages and the SEO for your main pages as well. As you are doing this, you want to make sure you're very specific on the keywords that you are using. So in hers, she's got her index in Google search. She's got a page title and description and social media images, and it kind of shows what it's going to pop up as when people are searching for it. So this is going to be what people are seeing when they're jumping onto the website. So with that in mind, you want to make sure this is going to be the hook, the thing that gets people's attention and is the thing that the page answers. So on a book specific page for authors, so if you're doing this individually for your books, for those pages, you're going to want to talk about the books. You're going to want to have the book description. You're going to want to have the tropes. You're going to want to have the things that people are going to be expecting. So for her series on that particular page, she's going to be looking for, or you're going to be looking for, how people are going to understand what that book is. I would put it with a title at the beginning of it, and then follow it with the description. And by title, I mean, these are your keywords. So we're not just keyword stuffing. It's not like keyword, comma. We don't ever do that. We want to make sure that we are in full sentences so that it's clearly and easily read by a person, not like machine-like, going to tell what this is. So you might say like new adult, magical fantasy, whatever, get descriptive about it. For me, I might do something like for like my Goldilocks retelling, I might do something along the lines of young adult Goldilocks retelling, where Goldilocks is sent on a mission to destroy the bear family, realizes they aren't evil and has to play both sides. That's kind of my hook there. It's not necessarily the tagline from your book, but it is a hook. It's a one sentence hook that tells people what the book is going to be about. From there, then I can follow that up with the book description and other keywords, but again, in paragraph, in sentence form. So we don't want to overstuff these things with all the stuff. Keep it very short, especially with the description. You do not need your full Amazon length description. Cut it down. Cut it down to be the tropes, to be the things that people are going to be expecting. The genres, the tropes, the stuff that might pop up along the way. If you have like a special kind of characterization, so if you've got like enemies to lovers, or if you have disabled characters, or if you have POC characters, or something that's going to drive traffic to you, that's what you want. Remember, with your SEO for any page on your website, you are specifically doing this so that when people go to Google and type something in, you get results. You are the result that they are searching for. So it's not just like abstract things. You have to put in information to answer those questions. So what is your book going to be searched for? If people are looking for a new adult urban fantasy POC main characters, that's what your first beginning part of that SEO is going to be. Now, outside of your book pages, you're going to need to put SEO as well. So if it's the homepage for your website, you're going to list what kind of author you are. So young adult, new adult, adult writer of mysteries and sci-fi and fantasy and whatever. Have that first. That's going to be the beginning of what people are searching for. So if they're looking for things, if they're Googling things, your first lines there have to answer it, have to say, this is what you're looking for. And you're not going to be able to answer every single question. You will be able to answer some questions. Pick the most important question and do your research. Like, let's not just leave this up to chance. Get on the internet and start searching for things. Are they getting tons and tons and tons of hits on like fantasy author? Don't do that. Be more specific, be more niche down, be very keyword specific on this. So for the pages of your website, depending on how your website is set up, sometimes they allow you to do this, sometimes they don't. It really just pulls from the content that is on your website. But if you have the ability to add these things in, treat it like you're answering the question that people are searching for. So even if it's outside of like the book realm, if you do other things too, if you're designing your website, what are people searching for to find your business, to find your author life, to find your book, to find your whatever? Answer that in the beginning of your SEO, then put the rest of the relevant information. And again, get the keywords in there, but in paragraph form. It has to make sense if somebody is reading it. Because if it sounds robotic, they're not coming to your website. They're looking for a specific answer. You have to provide that answer. And it has to sound like a real human is speaking to them. So the closer you can get it to answering the question that they're looking for on Google, the better you're going to do SEO wise. So get the niche down things, get the tropes, get the genres, get the specifics, and make sure you're getting those keywords in there in a way that makes sense in a conversational way, because anything that sounds robotic or weird or keyword stuffing is not going to work to your favor. You want to make sure that you are answering the potential questions that people are asking in order order to drive traffic to your website. SEO is meant for search engine optimization, and that is going to be what drives the traffic to your individual pages. You need to take this into consideration for your homepage, all of your book pages, any blog posts you put out there, anything on your website should have those keywords related to it. And there's also a section in most website design programs that allow you to do keywords. That's where you put the actual keywords. So there's a lot of different ways depending on how you're creating your website. If you have learned from me, there are very specific ways. I show you all those things inside of the course so that you can make sure you have optimized what you've got going on inside of your website to make sure you get kicked out more than other people with what you are doing and how you're doing it. For author life, you have to prioritize what people are going to search for in terms of types of books, the genres, the tropes. All those things need to be heavily represented in the content you're putting on your web pages and in the SEOs, in the keywords, in the other things that you're doing to optimize those pages inside of search as well. Questions, go ahead and drop it down below. If you need the course on how to design your own website entirely by yourself without needing a coder, without needing somebody to design it for you so that you can update it whenever you want, I got the course for you. I'll link it for you, or you can ask. But we want to make sure we're getting your questions. I've been a web designer since I was like 14 years old. I am 35 now. So it's been a really long time. I've done this for a very, very long time. I'm happy to help you guys out to make sure that you are going to be seen as much as possible over on the internet when you are trying to market your books and build up your author platform. So drop those questions.